who knows more than just a thing or two about ranching, raising cattle, sixth-generation rancher, Chris Heaton, his children, seventh generation. Chris, reading about Mark Zuckerberg, he's going to feed his cattle macadamia nuts and beer. Do you find this pursuit admirable or a little offensive?
It's different for sure. Thanks for having me on tonight. Appreciate that. Yeah, when I read the news the other day, I was quite taken back and surprised. The thing that's so interesting about the world we live in the ranching world is we have the opportunity to feed our animals pretty much anything if someone's willing to buy it. So it sounds like there may be a market for it. So looks like he's going to try it. And we have seen some instances where they have done this in the past, but it's unique for sure, especially jumping right into this market.
Yep.
You know, Chris, I wonder again if I don't imagine Zuckerberg's going to be out there ranching himself, but he is. I have to imagine it's a little more complicated than just saying I'm going from Facebook to a cattle rancher. I'm going to be a great, a beef farmer. How tough is it to be a rancher and be successful at it?
It's a lot of hard work being a rancher or a farmer. You're feeding cows and horses and other livestock twice a day. In the cold, in the snow. We got some snow here in Utah last night. So you're out in the cold, you're out in the summer, you're out in the heat, out in the weather, the wind, everything. It's a lot of work for sure. And Christmas morning, before you open presents with the kids, you're feeding your livestock.
You're also a veterinarian on top of it all. Chris, what's your advice to Mark Zuckerberg? Give him one piece of advice.
Man, that's a great question. I think the thing to do for Mark is when you go in, you've got to be committed. You've got to be all in. If you're gonna run livestock, if you're gonna run a beef operation, a cattle ranch, you got to commit. You need to be all in. And hopefully Mark has the skills and the abilities, and he can get the skills and abilities that will make him successful. Because obviously, at the end of the day, in the ranching and farming world, we want all ranchers and farmers to be successful. We're all in this together to an extent, but it's going to take a lot of work, and so he needs to commit. It's not a hobby.
Chris, the one thing I'll tell you is I can almost guarantee you that Mark Zuckerberg will not come close to looking nearly as cool as you look with your hat and your shades. We showed a picture of your beautiful family. We want to thank you for giving us the insides of cattle ranching, and stay safe, and thanks for all you do feeding America. We appreciate it, Chris Heaton.